So inspiration has dawned on me. It's something to add to Ellyrian. Now, it's not going to be over here at the docks. It's not going to be over here at the Delaware Bay, but it's going to be right here. Yes, but before we get started, there's going to be a couple things we're going to need to gather. First, we're going to need some basalt, and may as well go ahead and dig up all the stuff from the nether that we can. And I'm just going to clear cut it, you know, pretty much all the way to bedrock eventually, and this whole basalt delta is just gonna be gone. And that's the goal. I think that looked pretty cool in the end in general. Luckily, in this process, I found a piece of netherite, and I'm very excited about that. Got that smelted up. Now we just need 3 more to make an ingot. Isn't that lovely? We almost have all netherite gear in the first place, and we have technically enough. I think we're missing 1 piece to have a full set. I just have to work on my enchantments on the other tools. That's why they're not there yet. Next up, we're going to need some mushroom block and a lot of it. So may as well collect up enough for 2 shulkers worth. And, you know, and the last thing that's going to have to be mass gathered is going to be some sandstone. Let's do our mushroom block. So went ahead, gathered 2 shulkers worth of that. That didn't take as long as I thought, but it was still a process. Next we have gravel, which I already had, so we did not have to gather it. Luckily, when I strip mine, I always grab all the gravel I can, so we do have an abundance of it. Bunch of smooth sandstone, already went ahead, crafted it up, you know, smelted it down. Didn't take long with our super smelter. I will try to leave a link for the tutorial on that. Next up, we have a bunch of random blocks I'm thinking. So with the color palette we have, we're going to do some green glass, some warped on there. I think it's going to look really good with the colors that we got. Some furnaces that I'm actually really excited about. It's going to be a small detail, but I think it's the small details of where this build is going to shine. Next up, we got some coarse dirt for some window boxes, and in those window boxes, I think we're just going to use saplings, because overall, this is going to be a hardware store. And before I forget, here's that basalt I was talking about. Got a bunch of it, so I'm happy about that. But yes, this is going to be a hardware store. So let's go ahead and sleep through the night. We'll get started on that. Oh, and it's done, and it looks beautiful. I love it. Yes. Oh, it looks fantastic. But obviously, you're saying it's not done, Fortis. It's not. Well, you're right. It truly isn't done. The outside is done. The inside needs some work, right? But that's gonna be for another time. And you'll notice we didn't use any of that gravel that I was talking about earlier, and here's the reason why. So I was gonna do a gravel roof like you see on a lot of flat buildings in real life, but the problem with that is gravel is spawnable. Mushroom block is not. So I did the whole thing in mushroom. I made it textured. It looks nice when we fly around. So that's what we did. Now let's talk about the future of this build. Number one, I need a name for this. It needs to be more like a complex name because it's going to be a hardware store in the bottom. I didn't explain this very well earlier. It's going to be a hardware store in the bottom and apartments on top. So basically, the hardware store is going to go up to this layer, and then everywhere you see a window box is going to be an apartment. So that's going to be really nice. And I'm thinking the entrance will actually be on the back side over here. So if we come around, right, the road will come up, and I'm thinking it'll come up to around here. And it'll go off that way, but then we'll have like this little like park entrance, little park, I guess, like some seating, a tree or two, some nice bushes. But then we'll have like a staircase that in somewhere around here, and we'll blow out one of the apartments. Maybe the end one, maybe this one, not sure. One of these. That's what I'm thinking. We'll blow out one of those and we'll put an entrance into right there. So you'd walk up the stairs and then you'd go into the apartments, and it would have like a staircase going up through the different floors since we have 3 floors. Yeah, so it works out that this thing was pushed into a hill the way it is. I wish it was a little bit deeper, but we're not gonna terraform that because honestly, I think it looks great. I love the change in slope. I've always loved that. I'm not a huge fan of builds like the Della Bay where it's on completely flat ground and there's no terrain around it. We didn't flatten anything really. I mean, we might have moved a couple blocks, but nothing crazy. It worked out really well. But when you walk in, I want really nice floors. You know, we got a ton of space, tons of space. I mean, the ceilings are gonna be up to there, and obviously this whole room is huge. So I'm tempted to split this into 2 different like stores, or just keep it as one and we can do something really fancy. My thoughts are maybe like on the back wall we would have like miniature trees. Honestly, we could probably put some full-size trees in here and it wouldn't hurt anything. But along the back wall for each different type of wood, then we'd have like shelving units in here that would have like stuff like tripwire hooks, iron, trapdoors, stuff like that. Stuff that is like hardware, you know? Just random stuff. Honestly, so that's my perspective of why I want to split it, because there's really not that much to put in there, but we could do 2 different stores. I'm not sure. You let me know down in the comments. I'm just, you know, taking this build in, and while we're here and I have your attention, if you're not following my streams, go check out my streams at twitch.com or twitch.tv, sorry, /FortisGnome. Yeah, because we've been working on this park. And it's come along quite a ways. We're a little over halfway done. I'd say about 60% done. So let's take a fly just so I can give you this view. Yeah, we've put a lot of work into this place with all of this custom waterfall stuff and all of the custom trees, paths, tents, everything. Oh, this park is turning out beautiful, and it's a great complement to this beautiful bridge that we built and to the Della Bay and our nameless building. Need a name for that? You let me know down in the comments about that as well. Thank you guys for joining me today. You say goodbye to the Shep. Goodbye, Shep. Let's name him Chop. Yeah, Chop the Shep. Anyhow, goodbye everybody. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.